Yeah, ain't shit sweet, ain't shit funny. Look, it's blue tints on my hundreds. Life been going how I want it. Yeah. Life been lit just how I want it. Yeah. Now she talking like she want me. Yeah. Hey, wave.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Cold Hard Football Facts Show for August 30th, 2022. September is approaching. We have football 1 week from Thursday with our opener between the Bills and the Rams. So very excited about that. We're going to have all your betting advice here at Cold Hard Football Facts, guys, with our exclusive analytics. Make sure you sign up for your free trial today, people. I've been using these stats since before I became a better people. That's how much I love them. No, but seriously, I've used them for the past few years. Before I even worked for Cold Hard, they've been money for me. They're going to be money for all of us this NFL season. So click the link in the bio. Check out our free content. We're getting a new website around Labor Day, so it should be very, very nice, guys. Check that out. Check out our current website, and then the new one's going to be 10 times better. So very exciting stuff heading into the 2022 season. We got a lot of comments rolling in here. CMC, best overall, but always hurt. I agree with that. I think what Christian McCaffrey can do in fantasy football has been absolute money when he has been healthy. Now, I've been on the bad side of Christian McCaffrey's injuries the past 2 seasons when it comes to fantasy football, and I don't know where I'm selecting in my current draft. It's not going to be for another week. We usually do it right before the first week of the season, just because we want to make sure that everyone, no one's injured, right? We don't want to take someone the first week of the preseason and have them get injured. Just like, there's been so many crazy injuries as of late, so it is critical, even like on the offensive line as well, for skill players, that's critical when it comes to fantasy football. So there's been so many injuries we draft late. But Christian McCaffrey is a guy that if I have the second overall pick, I'm probably going to take. But would I be surprised if he gets hurt again? No, I would not. Myles Garrett blows Baker's knees out. Baker is going to be an interesting matchup week 1. I cannot wait to watch it. I am going to be on the Carolina Panthers big time. There's a couple things, like we look at college football, Notre Dame Saturday night. We will go live for that as well on TikTok, but Notre Dame Saturday night, that's a massive, massive game, right? They just told the head coach of Notre Dame, Coach Freeman, that you're a 17.5-point underdog. He's like, I didn't even know about it, but I'm going to use it as locker room bulletin board material. I think Notre Dame comes out, makes a statement. I think Baker Mayfield does the same exact thing. You look at the anger he has towards the Cleveland Browns organization right now. I think he's going to come out and do exactly what he says he's going to do, and we'll talk about that in a minute on the show. Do you think Damian Harris does good in fantasy? I don't think Damian Harris does good. I think there's too many question marks around the Patriots. I don't think he's a bad back to get, but the whole Patriot system right now is just very, very concerning behind their offensive coordinators. Who's going to be calling the offense? What are they going to be? Are they going to be run first, pass first? Is Mac Jones going to be okay? Is the run game going to open the pass game? There's so many question marks around the New England Patriots. You also have Ramondre Stevenson working in with Damian Harris, and we could see Damian Harris getting traded in the next season because this is a contract year for him. I don't see them re-signing him with a guy like Ramondre Stevenson behind him. So that's another thing too. Are they going to work more towards Stevenson if the year goes south? So that is a question mark. So I don't really have a great answer for you, Ice, but I would say that it wouldn't be my best pick, depending on where you're drafting. I bet the Yankees, they stink. I hope the Yankees win today. Myles Garrett blows Baker's knees out. Trey Lance's face right now. It's amazing what the 49ers have done. I think they messed up in a big way, but now they have Jimmy Garoppolo on their roster still. I think he'll be playing at some point in the season. We're going to talk about that today too, people. All the question marks, or all the questions that we're talking about on the show, and I absolutely love it. Hey, Tan, thank you for your time. Thank you for showing up, Bub. I appreciate you showing up to the show. Means a lot, you showing up to the show, obviously. Let's see here. What's the Nerfy today? We have a couple Nerfies, guys. Links in bio. Did you see Trent's Mega Whale? I know that the quote-unquote biggest bet he's ever placed. I have not seen that one yet, but I would like to see it. Just fixing the screen here. What was it? Let me know in the comments. Love Tanner. There we go. What's the Nerfy today? We got 2 Nerfies posted on the page, guys. John Riggins or Edgerrin James all time. I think Edgerrin James. I do like Edgerrin James a lot. Georgie, chirp, chirp, chirp. I do have to take a break from NFL football and tell Georgie that he was wrong. He left a comment on my post saying the Red Sox can't hit. Do they hit in clutch situations? Do they hit in high leverage situations? No, they do not. But they do have the 6th best batting average in the baseball right now. So, Georgie, you were wrong. Ramondre is better than Damian. I agree with that. I think they want to work in Ramondre a little more this year. Who should be picked as the number 1 pick? Jonathan Taylor, easy money. Damian Harris is said to be gone before the trade deadline. Yeah, I could see that happening for sure. I mean, there were a lot of trade talks with him already. What is your YouTube? Link in the bio. It's actually the Cold Hard Football Facts YouTube and the Win the Day YouTube. So they're both posted up there. So go check those out. Padres Nerfy killed me as well. Week 1 picks coming in from Austin Vylon here. Bills -2.5. Panthers 2.5. Ravens -7. Bucks -1.5. Broncos -6. I think those are some solid picks right there. I think the favorites will reign supreme on opening day, covering the spread wise, but we will see about that. The biggest question mark, I think, out of those is that Ravens, what are you going to get out of a guy like Lamar Jackson this year in the contract debates going on? We're going to break that all down. He replied to a tweet the other day saying that the team has not offered him $250 million guaranteed. And by the way, what the Browns did, they screwed football, because giving Deshaun Watson, a guy who doesn't deserve $250 million guaranteed, they set the precedent, right? A guy like Lamar deserves it now because he's won MVP, he's won a playoff game, right? It's 5-leg parlay, not smart, some good plays, but 5 legs. What are you talking about, Georgie? What are you talking about? My 5-leg, I didn't put a 5-leg parlay in. Barkley or Chubb. I mean, I think you got to go Nick Chubb, obviously. I don't think that's even close to being a question. Nick Chubb's going to receive the majority of the carries for Cleveland. They have a better offensive line right now. The Giants scare me, just the whole process of the Giants. I don't know if they're going to be good, bad, ugly. I don't know. Trent's, I got you. What is Trent's 5-leg nuke parlay? ESPN talked about Lamar possibly going to Miami. I don't think they're in that position yet. I mean, I think if Tua has a good year, Lamar would never go to Miami. I don't think they'd get rid of him. But this is a big year for Tua, and he will be gone if he does not step up this season. I locked in a 2-team parlay before the lines jumped. Panthers -2.5 and Bengals -6.5 +230. Love that. Great job. Great job, beers and bow ties. Eagles week 1. I'm kind of high on the Lions covering. Now the spread's starting to drop. I didn't get it in time. It was at 4. It's now 3.5. I think the Lions can come out and make a statement in the opener. I do. I still haven't decided on that yet if I'm leaning the Lions or Eagles. But something about this Lions football team with Dan Campbell, a new mentality. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder. It could be something to look at, saying that dog's going to bark in week 1 there. What do you think of the Bengals getting Alex Kappa? I think the Bengals went to the Super Bowl last year with one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL. I don't know how they did it. Well, here's how they did it. Joe freaking Burrow. And with that being said, they went out, they got offensive linemen. So the fact that a lot of people think the Bengals aren't going to be in the playoff picture this year is preposterous. They fixed their offensive line. They added skill talent. They got better on defense. And people are going to say that the Bengals are not going back to the playoffs this year. That is crazy to me. Any team with Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow, Joe Cool, any team with him playing quarterback has a chance. Why else does he sign? Does he not sign? He wants to play in Miami. He grew up 10 minutes from Hard Rock. And that could be a reason. That could be a reason that he goes there. But ultimately, Tua Tagovailoa is the quarterback there right now. And if Tua has a good season, he's staying there. I don't think the Ravens will get a contract done with Lamar. Biggest overachievers: Lions, Colts, Broncos. Biggest underachievers: Titans, Bucks, Cards. I'm going to disagree with you on the Bucks, Grant. I think Tom Brady's last season, I think he's going to have a solid year. I mean, that receiving core down there is special this year. We look at the other side, the overachievers there. I love the Lions to overachieve. I think a lot of people think the Colts are going to be good this year. I think they could make a push in the AFC playoffs. And then the Broncos, I think they're going to take some people by storm. I still position them last in the AFC West right now. Last, third. They're a middle of the pack to last in the AFC West. I don't think it's their division by any means. I think the Raiders are going to be pretty good in that division. But I agree with you. I think those are some good takes right there. The Cardinals, I think they're going to underachieve. I think they're going to have a bad season. And ultimately, they structured their contract with Kyler Murray to get out of it towards the end, right? The $108 million, that's guaranteed money. The overall contract, they don't owe him the majority of it, right? So the way they structure their contract, they can actually get out of it with Kyler Murray. Joe Flacco starting for the Jets. Tua has 1 foot out the door. I don't think Tua has 1 foot out the door. I think the team has 1 foot out the door for Tua. My man, what's up? 49ers prediction. I think Jimmy Garoppolo will be starting by the middle of the season. That's my 49ers prediction. Agree on the Lions. There we go. My man, what's up, Yo Mama's house? How we doing? Tua has 1 foot out the door. Joe Flacco starting for the Jets. This dude's wicked smart for real. We talking about me? I love it. We're talking about me? I absolutely love it. Miles Sanders or Leonard Fournette? I think you got to lean with Leonard Fournette there. Do you think Colts, especially now too, even though the Buccaneers run game is a little scary, we've seen it over the years. Leonard Fournette has become that feature back, right? Tom Brady loves to run the football still because it works in his play action attempts. And overall, if they can get something off tackle with Fournette, I think it's going to be pretty good to them. Titans best defense in the AFC. That's a bit of a stretch. I don't think they're the best defense in the AFC. I think they're going to be pretty good though. I mean, they're going to have to win games with their defense and their run game, controlling clock. That's a Mike Vrabel style team. They're going to be physical, and that's how they're going to win. Garoppolo will start by week 3. I think week 3 is I think that's a little too early, but I do agree with you. He will be starting at some point during the season. I think week 3 is just a little too early based on what we've seen out of the quarterback situation there. They've said they're going to go with Trey Lance. You got to give him more than 3 weeks. You got to give him more than 3 weeks. It's just a damn shame though that Jimmy Garoppolo did not practice the entire offseason. He was on his own field because they thought someone was going to pick him up. No one's going to pick up a guy with a $25 million contract with a shoulder issue. It's not going to happen. And on top of this, I think it's just going to create a little cancer around the team. So I do think like Grant coming in here with his biggest underachievers, I'm going to start putting the 49ers as an underachiever right now because of their quarterback situation. I think it's going to create a cancer around this team. What team will lead the league in rushing? I mean, I think the Browns are going to try to lead the league in rushing. I think the Colts will probably lead the league in rushing behind Jonathan Taylor. Bell cow back there. But for the first 11 weeks of the season, if the Browns lead the week in rushing, they have a chance to do something special when they get a guy like Deshaun Watson back. So is that contract void since he signed the 1-year contract, Jimmy G? So they restructured it basically, so they both agree. I'm sure there's always like a restructure clause in it. So Jimmy G is going to get $6.5 million guaranteed, $500,000 in roster bonuses, and the chance to make nearly $9 million in playing time if he steps up and takes the lead for the San Francisco 49ers. So still not a bad deal. I mean, any quarterback with $6 million guaranteed for a backup, that's pretty good. It's not $25 million, right? But he wasn't going to get $25 million. Jimmy's best strength is putting the ball in space and letting his receivers make plays with their athletic ability. You got Deebo Samuel. You got guys that can make plays. Mozart can make plays in space. You got dudes out there. You got Kittle, right? That's been his best quality over the years. Thoughts on the Lamar situation? We're actually going to talk about that. Is Aaron Rodgers the biggest quarterback steal in redrafts? Yeah, I mean, quarterbacks aren't really anything special. We got to get your running backs. You got to get your receivers. Quarterbacks can be replaced, right? I think Aaron Rodgers is a good steal in the draft, though. I mean, he's a back-to-back league MVP. I mean, he's going to be one of the first quarterbacks taken. So on a steal, I don't know if we can call him a steal. I look at a steal as a guy that not a lot of people are looking at, or a lot of people are looking at, and you get him later than you should. Mozart or Jacobs? I think Josh Jacobs is definitely the guy. When you look at that, I mean, he's going to be receiving the majority of the carries for the Las Vegas Raiders. I would lean with him. I have Tyreek Hill, and my buddy wants to trade me for Courtland Sutton. Should I? I don't think so. No, I would not trade Courtland Sutton for Tyreek Hill. What do you guys think? Let him know in the comment section. I don't think that's a fair trade at all. I think he's got to pair some stuff in there as well. Jade Arnold, follow the host. I appreciate it, Jade. I appreciate it, guys. Follow the page. Let's get into our discussions for the show here. Got a few topics, then we're going to answer the biggest questions heading into the NFL season in my mind. So our first topic, we've already touched on a little bit, but we can spend a little more time talking about it. Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders? That's a toss-up, man. Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders? That's a bit of a toss-up. I mean, I'm going to go with Barry Sanders. I'm going to take Barry Sanders, but both good. Watson over Burrow. Deshaun Watson over Burrow. Joey Burrow? No way. That's preposterous, Ryan. Get out of here with that. You want Judy, not Sutton. I agree with that. If you're going to trade for someone, you would take Judy. But Courtland Sutton, definitely not worth it. Unless he's going to throw in a lot of other stuff. He can throw in a running back number 1. I'd take it in a minute. But again, that's not a fair trade by any means. He's trying to scam you there with Tyreek Hill versus Courtland Sutton. Anyways, guys, let's talk about 49er quarterback Jimmy G. What do we think of this? Did the 49ers mess up? Did they mess up not allowing Jimmy G to practice the entire offseason? He was on his own field doing his own drills, right, in preseason, right? And now he is on the team again, and they expect him to probably take the reins at some point. What week is Jimmy Garoppolo going to be playing quarterback? No problem, Jade. You're just racist saying Burrow's better. That's not true at all, Ryan. That's not true at all. Ryan, I'm going to say one thing. You came on here and said that the civil lawsuits were against my guy. I know you're just joking, but I'm going to say, you said the civil lawsuits were against Deshaun because they were racist. This man had 24 freaking tuggies. We know that, right? Come on now. Week two is a little too early, Georgie. They got to go with their guy, Trey Lance, for a little longer than that. But the fact that they kept Jimmy Garoppolo, I think it creates a cancer around this team. First, you come out and say, Trey Lance is our quarterback. He's our guy. We're sticking with him no matter what. We're going to take Jimmy Garoppolo and give him away. He was a guy that took us to the NFC Championship game. He took us to the Super Bowl. He's won an NFC Championship game. We're going to throw him away for our young guy, Trey Lance. Now, you see what Lance did in the preseason. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. Half his passing yards came on one deep play. He wasn't super efficient in that final preseason game. And now you come back and say, hey, Jimmy, we're going to restructure your contract. We're going to cut $25 million down to $6 million guaranteed, the chance to make $9 million, and we're going to see if we need you this year. I think that creates a culture, a bad culture around this team, because these veterans, if they see Trey Lance struggling, they're going to be like, why isn't Jimmy playing quarterback? This guy took us to the Super Bowl. He's won an NFC Championship game. Why isn't he playing quarterback? And I think that's ultimately going to create a cancer, which is going to cause the 49ers to be on the underachiever list. I was high on the Niners. I thought Trey Lance could come in and do the job. He's not ready yet. If they had Jimmy G playing quarterback, I think it would be better, because this team is built to win now. They are built to win a Super Bowl. Jimmy G is not going to light up the world. 67% of his passes completed in his first 5 seasons in San Francisco, 66 touchdowns, 38 interceptions. But he did not make many mistakes in key moments. He got the ball in space, and he found ways to make his receivers make plays. Overall, I think Jimmy G is a better option. We know that he will be starting at some point in the season. Week 6 coming in here. Week 2 from Georgie. Your mom saying week 6. Higgins, Pittman, Brown. That's a good team if you have those receivers on your team. Does this hurt Kittle? I don't think it hurts Kittle at all. I mean, I think Jimmy G. I personally think if there's a quarterback that's going to get the ball in space to a receiver in a more efficient manner, it's going to be Jimmy Garoppolo. I think he's going to keep the offense on the field a little more. Is it going to be a run-first offense? Yes. Kyle Shanahan always has a run-first offense. But I don't think it hurts George Kittle. I don't think his value is changing much either way. He's still going to get the ball. He's still going to get targets in space no matter who's playing quarterback. Chris Albert coming in here. Do you like Hooker over 2 touchdowns, Sander over 2 touchdowns, Slavis over 2 touchdowns, Paddock over 0.5 touchdowns, JT Daniels over 1.5 touchdowns this Thursday, Chris? I got to look a little more about the college stuff, guys, because we can't bet college props here in Connecticut currently. I don't believe. So I got to look a little more at that. But I'm going to break down all these games, Chris. I'm sorry I can't answer your question right now. But I think JT Daniels is going to have a huge season coming from Georgia over to West Virginia. Overall, though, I think West Virginia gets rolled. That's my take. But I'll get back to you on that, Chris. Come on the show tomorrow morning. We can answer all those questions. We're going to do a lot of college football stuff tomorrow, focusing on Thursday because we want you to get your guys' bets in early. Lamar with Kyle Shanahan would be crazy. I think Lamar with Kyle Shanahan would literally be a college offense because Kyle Shanahan wants to establish the run. He wants to come out. He wants to pound the football. Lamar can do that as long as he doesn't get hurt. That's the key word, doesn't get hurt. What do you think of Barkley? I think Barkley is a talented running back. I think when he ends up in a new team in a year, I think it's going to be a lot better for him. The Giants are going to try to re-sign him, obviously, but if they can't pound the football with him this year, I don't think he's going to want to go back. He's entering into a free agent season. This is a contract year for him. So if he can show some promise without a great offensive line this year, it's just going to boost up his value on the open market. You taking any props today? Baseball props? I don't have any baseball props today, really, but I do have some props. I will have some props to the football games this weekend in college. I just got to look at some more stuff. Okay, so let's keep it going here. Let's keep rocking and rolling. Would you rather have Eric Dickerson rookie season or Zeke rookie season? Zeke in his rookie season was good, right? I think, but the thing about Zeke is they overworked him. They pounded the rock too much with him a little bit, and the offensive line definitely has gotten worse over the years. So Zeke's struggling a little bit. You taking any props today? I don't have any props today. Connecticut, Massachusetts are the same place. I guess I could play. You can't play, but even if you're playing on like Connecticut, Massachusetts aren't the same place. But even if you're playing on like what's the word? If you're playing on like a Prize Picks, you can't take college props in all places, I don't think. Check his picket, folks. There you go. Chris Albert coming in here. Check my picket. Promo code Kern, link in bio. You can see my picket. You can see all my plays. Chris, we got to finish the month strong. We're up 2 units right now in the month. We got to keep it going. It's been a terrible month. If we can finish in the green, we are going to roll into college football and dominate people. Mark my words. Mark my words. But thanks, Chris, for the shout out there for the picket app. Okay. So anyways, 49ers messed up big. It's no surprise there. They're gonna struggle this year. I don't think this is something the team can rally around. You say you're getting rid of a quarterback, you keep him on the roster. I don't think it's going to be good. Watson will start week 1. What will happen if he dresses and goes on the field week 1? He's going to get fined and probably get suspended for the remainder of the season. Will he get escorted off? Yeah. That's like the Jameis Winston situation. When Jameis Winston screamed F her in the you-know-what back in college, and he still dressed for the game and went out there like he was starting for the game, and Jimbo Fisher's like, get the hell off the field. Like, that's not how it works. If he shows up, I don't even know if he can travel with the team. Deshaun probably cannot travel with the team. He probably can't be on the sidelines during games. I don't know if that's official or not, though. Let's talk about Lamar Jackson. Will Lamar Jackson get a deal done before the season begins? No, he will not. 1, he's his own agent. He's being stupid because he's his own agent. 2, he wants $250 million in guaranteed money. He's not going to get that because, honestly, the Cleveland Browns are probably the most stupidest franchise in the world. Stupidest even a word I don't even know. So I guess I'm falling right into the Cleveland Browns trap. But they are not smart, giving Deshaun Watson $250 million guaranteed. Lamar, does he deserve $250? He does deserve $250 over Deshaun Watson, in my opinion. He's not playing week 1 now. He does deserve $250 over Deshaun Watson, in my opinion, but he doesn't deserve $250 million guaranteed because he's going to get hurt. What do we think of this situation? If you don't know what happened, he replied to a tweet from someone saying the team has not offered him a $250 million contract in guaranteed money. If they're going to get a deal done, it needs to be in the next couple days because this time right now, teams are focused on who they're going to cut. Today is the final days of cuts, and you're still not in game week yet. Game week begins Monday, obviously. You're doing game stuff right now, but game week, the official 7-day game week, doesn't begin until Monday, right? So if they're going to get a deal done, it's got to be before that week 1 practice kicks off on Monday, getting ready to go for the Ravens playing the Jets. The Browns ruined Lamar's contract situation. They did. The Browns ruined it. The Browns totally ruined it. But I personally don't think for Lamar to get a $250 million guaranteed contract in the offseason if he chooses not to sign with the Ravens, he's going to have to be healthy in 17 games this season. He's going to have to slide. He's going to have to take care of his body because this is a business. In the end of the day, the NFL is a business, and they're not going to give more money up than they should. It's a risky investment. It's like we're betting on sports. Why am I going to put $1 million? Why am I going to put my whole bankroll on a plus 700 odds bet? Because most likely they're not going to win. I'd rather lay that heavy juice because I know that a team is they're more likely to win, right? Same thing in betting, right? This is risk management. Lamar is more likely to get hurt. So why am I going to give $250 million? He could tear his ACL tomorrow, never play again. I gave him $250 million. He's entitled to that money, right? So that just doesn't sit well with NFL owners. So if Lamar thinks he's going to get $250 million guaranteed, I think that's crazy. If you're going to give $250 million guaranteed, it's got to be someone who's not running the football. Like, it'd be crazy to give Josh Allen $250 million guaranteed because he's running the ball. He's bound to get hurt at some point too. He doesn't take care of his body. What do we think? The Browns ruined Lamar's contract. There we go. Watson needed the $250 up front to pay off the victim. That's true too. I mean, that definitely factored into it. I bet Mixon or Gibson. I think Joe Mixon's going to be better with his revamped offensive line. Now, the one benefit of Antonio Gibson is the fact that, and this probably doesn't sound good, but his counterpart was shot the other day, right? So when we look at that, he's playing for the Commanders, so he's going to get the majority of the carry. He's now in Washington. So just because of the shooting the other day, you might want to lean towards Gibson or Mixon. I don't think it's a bad bet either way. Lamar isn't injury prone, but he's more likely to be injured because of his play style. Yeah, injury prone. I mean, no, he's not injury prone, but he got injured a lot. You're not entitled to anything. There you go. You're not entitled to anything. Lamar got injured last year, so people are seeing that heading into a contract year. Why are they going to give him all this money? Cleveland Browns were really passing the bag of trees on the sidelines. They were. I posted that video. It didn't do that well, but they were passing a bag of trees on the sidelines. Yes, that was crazy to me. Mixon could be the best back in the league. Yeah, Mixon's a better bet than Gibson, but Gibson's definitely not a bad bet now when you see it because of what happened with his counterpart the other day. Sadly, he got shot. Mixon could be the best back in the league. I agree. Try to get that money from any team. And I think Lamar is going to enter the free agent market. That doesn't mean he's not going to end up with the Ravens, but the fact that he's negotiating his own contract in training camp is never a good fit. Never going to happen. Was that weed? I think it was. Listen, personally, if that was weed, if the Browns were actually passing weed along the sidelines, I don't think they can be that stupid. I really don't. But if they were, it's so stupid. It's crazy to me. What is the benefit of not having an agent? There is literally no benefit to not having an agent. Hell, the contracts that I'm under, guys, for the companies that I work with are confusing as hell. And they're not $1 million contracts, right? But they're confusing to read. So the fact that Lamar doesn't have an agent is crazy because I'm sure those contracts are 10 times more confusing than what I'm dealing with. Sunflower seeds. They weren't sunflower seeds. They were like green balls. Don't have to pay an agent. That's the benefit, not having to pay an agent. Dark horse Super Bowl contenders. I think the Raiders are a dark horse Super Bowl contender. I think the Dolphins are a dark horse Super Bowl contender. I think those would be my two picks in the AFC right now. I think the Colts are a dark horse Super Bowl contender, maybe three. The NFC, I think, is a little more cut and dry when it comes to the NFC East. I don't see anyone there, maybe besides the Cowboys, the Eagles, if they start playing good. The NFC South, the Panthers, maybe like dark horse. That Vikings. I think the Vikings are still going to struggle. I don't think they did enough in the offseason. And the bottom line is they're still in a division with Aaron Rodgers. When you're in a division with Aaron Rodgers, you've got to lean towards the Green Bay Packers. Now, I will say this. Did anyone watch the Joe Rogan show with Aaron Rodgers? I haven't seen it yet, and I'm hopeful that I can see it. Make or break year for Tua. Kevin Hawthorne, I think it is. I do think it is a make or break year for Tua. People are saying Lamar's going down there now, so I think it is 100% a make or break year. He has been going in with at least a lawyer. Probably don't see him doing it all himself. No, he's been going with a lawyer, but just a pure agent, he doesn't have an agent. So it's probably a different fee. If you're a lawyer, you'd be happy to help Lamar. Take 1% of that contract. Take 1% of $250 million guaranteed if he gets it. You're doing pretty well. Mixon or Eckler, yes. Mixon or Eckler. I think Eckler's a high value running back. I'd position Eckler over Mixon. I would. I think because he's not going to have the most touchdowns in the world, but his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield is huge when it comes to fantasy football. Anyways, guys, we're going to keep going here. Contract talks heating up with Lamar. We talked about that. Baker Mayfield. regarding his week 1 matchup versus Cleveland, I'm going to F them up. This was according to Cynthia Freeland, the Bills sideline reporter. She asked Baker Mayfield, or was talking to Baker Mayfield, and Baker said, I'm going to F them up week 1 in regards to his old team in the Cleveland Browns. What do we think of that, Ryan? What do we think of that? Baker is a punk. What do we think of that? What do we think? I have an early win token, 7+ lead for Rams-Bills game. Who do I throw 250 on for the max bet? I'm going to throw it on the Bills. I have that too. We all have that on DraftKings, luckily. So it's only on money line, though. It's not on spread, correct? Because I opted into that today on DraftKings. So I'm going to play that. I'm going to play that as well. I'm going to be on Bills week 1, guys. I've decided that. I don't know. It probably won't be spread. It'll probably be money line at like -146. I just have not put in my bets yet for week 1. I want to see if some things change. Chip on his shoulder. Baker's an idiot coming in here from Jordan Shaw. Chip on his shoulder. Baker's a really good quarterback. Really good. I mean, he's not Hall of Fame, but Baker can play football. And if you think Baker can't play football, look back at the stats. It's like saying Lamar Jackson can't play football. Lamar Jackson's a good quarterback. He's just injury prone the way he plays, right? But they've all had really good campaigns. I think the Browns getting rid of Baker Mayfield, knowing Deshaun Watson could face up to a year suspension, was stupid. And then giving Deshaun Watson $250 million guaranteed when Baker literally, remember the Bud Light stuff when they opened up the cooler? Like Baker was the reason the Cleveland Browns are kind of reputable right now. Because Ryan, the bottom line is your team wasn't reputable before Baker Mayfield showed up to town. Herman Moore or Andre Reed? Andre Reed. Carolina is going to win that division. Carolina is not going to win the NFC South, I don't think. I think the Saints and the Buccaneers are ahead of them. But I think they're going to be okay, pending Christian McCaffrey stays healthy. Now, week 1, let's talk about this. Who covers week 1, Browns or Panthers? The Browns are coming to Carolina. It's going to be tougher for them to play in Carolina. I think that place is going to be rocking. I think Baker Mayfield's going to be pumped up. I think, personally, the Panthers blow them off the field in week 1. I think there's going to be a moment where Jacoby Brissett is forced to throw the football down the field, and it's not going to work out. If the Panthers can figure out how to shut down the run game, this is going to be a blowout, in my opinion, because you got Baker playing with a chip. And when you got a guy like Baker Mayfield playing with a chip on his shoulder, that's going to lead to results. You got Robbie Anderson. You got Christian McCaffrey. This is going to be a good team, especially early in the season, I think, when people don't know what you're going to get. Matt Rule's got to pull out all the stops this year. I think he does it week 1, and they do cover the spread and win outright. Panthers for sure coming in here. Jordan Shaw saying the Panthers are going to win week 1. I agree with that. I can't wait. I am so excited for football, guys. Not even funny. I just need to make sure that we get through this month in the green. If we can get through this month in the green, we are going to be in great shape when it comes to our betting for NFL season, people. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? I live in Cleveland. I'm telling you, Baker can play, and I'm a Steelers fan. Love that, David. Love that. That D-line will be too much for Carolina. That D-line will be too much for Carolina. You got Baker making plays, man. I think that the one benefit is Baker knows everyone on that D-line. He knows what they're going to do. He knows how to attack them in different ways. So I think that's going to be helpful. But I agree. I mean, the Browns defensive line is going to be pretty talented. DraftKings gave a free pick. No, just what DraftKings doing. What was the free kick DraftKings did? So if you go up to your top and there's like opt-ins, DraftKings is doing the opening game, the Bills Rams game. If any team leads by 7 at some point throughout the game, you automatically get your money. So the bet hits, right? Like if you take Bills on the money line, they lead by 7, you automatically get your money, even if they lost the game in the end. If they have a 7-point lead at any point, you win your money. So hopefully Josh Allen can catch the ball, go down, score a touchdown. They find a way to win. Vice versa, as defense team knows Baker. I agree. It goes both ways. It definitely goes both ways, but I'm going to take Baker with a chip on his shoulder with a running back like Christian McCaffrey compared to the Browns right now with Jacoby Brissett. Yes, they have Nick Chubb, right? But Jacoby Brissett's going to have to throw the football at some point in this game. I don't see it going well. Yeah, so go opt in on your DraftKings. RG3 2013 season was better than Lamar's 2020 season. Well, look where RG3 is because of injuries, because of the way he played football, right? It's Lamar. Why are we going to give $250 million to Lamar? So Lamar's got to think this through. If he goes into free agency and he gets hurt in one game, if he misses 3 games this year with a leg injury, three games this year with a shoulder injury, his money is going to drop drastically. So I would try to take what the Ravens are going to give him. If they can get closer to like 200 in guaranteed money, which is still too much, but if they can get closer to that 150, 160, 170 in guaranteed money, I think it's something that Lamar should consider. Because if he gets hurt at all this season, there's not one team that's going to offer him $250 million in guaranteed money because the Cleveland Browns are stupid. So you can take them aside. There's only 30. I hope the other 31 teams in the league think smarter than the Cleveland Browns. As of right now, Lamar has had a similar arc to Cam Newton. Yeah, and Cam Newton peaked, and he fell pretty quick. Do you think what happened to Jerry Nelson when he went to the Raiders will happen to Davante Adams? I think Davante Adams is going to be good. I think him playing with Derek Carr is going to be very, very helpful. Not saying it's going to be Aaron Rodgers good, but Derek Carr played with him in college. You got some good position players there. You got some guys that can catch the football. I think it's going to help Davante Adams. I think it's going to help that team overall. And on top of that, you got Josh McDaniels, one of the best offensive minds in football. So I think that's ultimately going to help Davante. So anyways, I think Baker wins week 1. I think they cover. Ryan, what do you think? What are you taking week 1? You going to bet against your team? What are you thinking? Let me know. RG3 said he's not on a team because the NFL owners are racist. Well, that's preposterous. RG3 is not on a team because here's why. You want to know why Robert Griffin III is not on a team? Would OBJ sign with Washington? I think OBJ will end up back in LA in some capacity. It's just when he's going to be ready. I mean, we're going to forget about OBJ 8 weeks into the season, then he's going to sign with the team. Here is why Robert Griffin III is not in the NFL anymore. Ready? You ready for the cold hard truth? I hate this whole like when people say like, "Oh, I'm not in the league because I'm racist." Here's why. All right. First year 9-6 as a starting quarterback. Second year 3-10. Third year 2-5. Fourth year 1-4. Injured. 1-0 as a starter. 0-1. Right. He had a great rookie season in 2013 when he was 3-10 as a starter. He completed 60% of his passes. He threw 12 picks and 16 touchdowns. The year before, he threw 5 picks. The league caught up with him. That's why. Raiders to the Super Bowl. It wouldn't surprise me. The Raiders could be in the Super Bowl. His coach didn't want him. He got rushed back playing on his first ACL tear. I agree with that. I mean, but again, there's a reason he's not in because he couldn't perform when he got back in the spotlight. Hudson, sorry, what'd you say? Dakota, what Hudson we talk about? Tony, Kadarius Toney or Sutton? I think Sutton could be good. So that's a tough one. Let me look up. Let me do some numbers here. I can give you some more information. I think you got to go with Sutton, obviously, just because Tony's playing for the Giants, and we don't know what we're going to get out of the Giants this year. So I think Sutton's the much better decision there. I have not had my draft yet. My draft takes place this week. I think Thursday, Friday, my draft takes place. So I'm very excited. I only do one fantasy draft, guys. I love talking fantasy. I love playing it. But like for me, I'd rather have quick money instead of waiting a whole year to collect my money for a fantasy league if I win it. So that's kind of where I'm at. I like daily fantasy. I play a ton of daily fantasy. How come white quarterbacks are saying because of race, like Johnny Manziel, etc., are saying it's Johnny? I don't know. Johnny Manziel's not in the leagues. Johnny Manziel's an idiot. But I would love to have Johnny on the show if you want to come on. Anyways. True or false? Let's answer some of the biggest questions heading into the 2022 season. So I compiled a few that I've come up with. We're going to do this throughout the week. Talk about the biggest questions. Do the Los Angeles Chargers have a chance to win the Super Bowl this year? What do you guys think? Is that true or false? Do they have a chance to win the Super Bowl? Like a realistic chance to win the Super Bowl? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll give you my thoughts. I like Josh Gordon, my favorite player. True, no. Okay, let's see what we get. A few more answers. Truth. I grabbed Josh Allen, Diggs, and Chase in fantasy. There you go. Some people are getting some wicked good like fantasy drafts. False coming in here. Chris coming in here. False. Do the Chargers have a chance to win the Super Bowl? Sure, why not? Okay. Do I think the Chargers have a chance to win the Super Bowl? Obviously, everyone has a chance. The New York Jets have a chance to win the Super Bowl. Same thing in baseball, right? On opening day, every team has a chance to win the World Series. It's the same concept here. But I think they are going to struggle more than people think this year. The AFC West still belongs to the Chiefs, and I really do like the Raiders. The Raiders are 4-0 in the preseason. They look tremendous on offense right now. They look scary on defense. Hell, they shut the Patriots down. They shut the Patriots starters down with their backups. If that's any indication of what we're going to see out of the starting defense, man, I wouldn't want to play the Raiders. You got Josh McDaniels coming in, first-year head coach. I think the Raiders are going to be the team of destiny this year in the AFC West. If anyone knocks the Chiefs off, because it is the Chiefs right now, it's always the Chiefs. They are the top dog in that division, and until someone knocks them down, they are still the best team. But if anyone's going to do it, I personally think it's going to be the Las Vegas Raiders, not the Chargers. Now, if we look at Justin Herbert, I think he's going to be phenomenal. We're predicting him to be our MVP this season, but this team needs more than Justin Herbert. I think there's some questions on the defense right now. Yes, they got stronger. They had J.C. Jackson. What are you going to get out of him, though? I don't think the Chargers win the Super Bowl. I don't think they have a realistic chance of winning the Super Bowl. I still think it's going to take a little time. Herbert is the best quarterback in that division. He's up there. I mean, that division's loaded with quarterbacks. I mean, Derek Carr is not elite by any means. But he's still a really good quarterback. Russell Wilson, I wouldn't put him elite anymore, but I think he's still a good quarterback. Patrick Mahomes and him and Justin Herbert are both elite. Added JC and Khalil Mack. Yes, Khalil Mack. Is Khalil Mack hurt right now? I could be wrong about that. It's JC. I'm thinking JC Jackson's hurt. Yeah, Khalil Mack's good. I mean, guys, they added things. I still think there's going to be some issues there. I don't know. The secondary doesn't sit well with me right now. Bosa, gotcha. Raiders ruined the Chargers' chances last year in the last game of the year. So I think that's going to play into this year as well. Something doesn't sit well with me about the Chargers. I think they're 1 year away from being very, very reputable. Chase Young, next Reggie White. Thoughts? Is Chase Young the next Reggie White? I think Chase Young is going to be very, very good. Do I think he's the next Reggie White? We're talking about Reggie White here. I don't think we can really talk about Chase Young after one season saying that he's going to be the next Reggie White. Rams or Bills? I'm going to be on the Bills week 1. All this hype around the Bills, they better step up and show me something week 1. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so we answered that. We're going to do another one here. And my question for you guys is, do the Bills finally get to the Super Bowl and win it out of the AFC? Knowing how loaded the AFC is, do the Bills get the job done? Let me know in the comments. Carr is a choke job in the playoffs. But again, getting to the playoffs. Carr did a great job leading them there last year. Nope. Okay, what do we think for the Bills week 1? Do the Bills win the Super Bowl? Chase Young comparison would be Strahan, not White. Yeah, I agree with that. But I mean, we can't. Chase Young had a phenomenal rookie campaign, right? But we're not going to sit here and say Chase Young is a god yet. Washington top 5 defense. Washington's going to be good. They're going to be sneaky good, but the NFC is just not going to be good. That's the thing. Chase Young is overrated. All right, what do we think? Do we think Bills win the Super Bowl this year? Do they win the AFC? Do they win the Super Bowl? Do they finally get over the hump? We talk about last year where Josh Allen came out and said a coin toss screwed his chances of getting to the Super Bowl. He's probably right. They would have got there, but at the end of the day, their defense didn't do a damn thing in that game. Bills Chargers in the AFC Championship game. Bills Chargers. I see the Bills getting there. I do see the Bills getting there. Chargers, something doesn't sit well with me. Bills will lose in the divisional to the Ravens. I kind of like that, Jordan. I kind of like that. I would go against the Bills in the divisional playoff against the spread. Met Bills versus Raiders. Bills versus Raiders, I like. Mack or Miller? We answered this question yesterday. It's toss up, guys. I think you got to go with Khalil Mack because of age. Von Miller's a little older. But again, we answered that question yesterday. It's a toss-up. They're both very good linebackers. But the NFL does a great job of painting storylines to make sure Von Miller goes back to his old team in the opener. If Bills give Cook the ball, they go to the Super Bowl. I think that team goes with Josh Allen, obviously. That team goes with Josh Allen. So those are my 2 questions for you guys today. What do we think of the Bills going to the Super Bowl? What do we think of the Chargers going to the Super Bowl? We're going to talk about the NFC tomorrow, some true-false stuff, answering some of the biggest questions heading into 2022. We are going to also talk about season-ending awards this week, so we're very excited about that. Talking MVP, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year. Hell, maybe even Offensive Line of the Year. We'll break that down too. Chiefs are going to be less dangerous without the Cheetah. I think they are, but the Chiefs still have McCole Hardman, who's very fast. You got Juju, right? You got guys that can play football. They're getting healthier as a receiving core right now. I think losing Tyreek is obviously going to be bad, but I still think it's something that they can live without. Hardest hitter. We can talk about hardest hitter. Bills are Super Bowl bound. Chill, Jordan. No way, my guy. Bills are Super Bowl bound. Like I say, guys, I say it all the time. High expectations don't always mean high results. But anyways, guys, Cold Hard Football Facts is going to help us this season answer all these questions, come up with these awesome storylines. So make sure you follow the Cold Hard Football Facts YouTube channel, us on Twitter, as well as my personal account here on TikTok. Also, go up coldhardfootballfacts.com. Links in the bio, links in the description on YouTube. Check out Cold Hard, all the content we have on there, and what you would get with a subscription. Start your free trial today. We're getting a new website on Labor Day, so we're pumped about that, guys. It's going to be awesome. Devin Bush thoughts. I think Devin Bush is a very, very good linebacker. Very good linebacker. Go Cavs. Go Cavs. Go Cavs. Cavaliers. LeBron is racist hardest hitter in the NFL. We'll talk about hardest hitter in the NFL. I don't know. I mean, one of the most scary. Well, I think we got to talk about like scariest players in the NFL over hardest hitters, but there's definitely a lot of guys that hit hard. But anyways, guys, we are going to sign off here. Devin Bush is not good. You don't think Devin Bush is good? Let's see Devin Bush's stats. I think Devin Bush is pretty good. Devin Bush, let's see here. Devin Bush. AP Defensive Rookie of the Year, 3rd in 2019. 14 games started, fumble, sacks, combo, solo, 41 solos. I mean, 2019 was his peak year, right? So he's kind of fell off the map. Injuries in 2020. So keep that in mind, guys. I think he's going to be good. I think this will be a big year for him. Derwin James. There you go. Derwin James, Sean Taylor. Love it, guys. We will talk about all this stuff tomorrow. OBJ to the Bills, possibly. What's up, Rondo? Rondo, we're signing off. You missed the show, buddy. We're signing off. Carr to win MVP with 5,000 plus yards. I think that would be a big ask. But if you think it could happen, I'd bet it. I think it's just a big ask. But anyways, guys, we are going to sign off here. I hope everyone has a great day. Check out Cold Hard Football Facts on YouTube, Twitter, our website as well, link in bio. And we will see you tomorrow for another episode of the Cold Hard Football Facts Show. Card won't pass 5,000 yards. I totally agree with that. And we're going to sign off here. Outro music.
Yeah, ain't shit sweet, ain't shit funny. Look.